The death toll from the earthquake in Myanmar 4 days ago has now passed 2,700. Authorities say the real number of casualties is likely to be over 3,000. A minute of silence was held today for the victims across the country. Now, many people are still sleeping outdoors, unable to return to their ruined homes or afraid of further aftershocks. We're going to talk more about the situation in Myanmar now with Zaw Wai Soe, who joins me live from there. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. You're the Health and Education Minister of the National Unity Government of Myanmar, which is the shadow government formed after the coup in 2021. This is the very first time you're speaking to an international TV station, so thank you so much for taking the time to do that for France 24. You're inside Myanmar. You're also a doctor, as well as being the health minister. What's your assessment at the moment of the death toll? Is that official one I was citing before of 2,700 accurate, or could it be much worse?
I think you all know the dictatorship, and we have similar experiences in the last years under the successive military dictatorship. They always reported far below the accurate number, truth number. They don't want to expose the truth of what's happening on ground. I think we expected that 4 or 5 times higher than their report. The truth is, yeah.
5 times more. We're talking then perhaps up to 15,000 dead. And
I think, maybe 5 to 10,000 people dead, die in the earthquake. Yeah.
I want to ask you more specifically about the Sagang region, where some 5 million people live. That's north of Mandalay. It's the very heart of the conflict, the civil war at the moment. I mean, it seems as though the people there have been left to fend for themselves. How do you explain this situation? What are their most urgent needs?
Yeah, actually in the Gai area, but earthquake hit to the Naypyidaw and Mandalay and the Sagai. But for military, they are very selfish, and then their management is not, focused on the people. They manage only their area, and then focus on the prioritize in their own area, like military area and Naypyidaw. That's why people in the earthquake area, mainly hit Sagaing and Mandalay, are neglected, and they are focusing on that. And also, they don't have a well plan. And then the same as before, other, disaster management. And actually this earthquake disaster, we expected, we predicted. I mean people, government, previous government, we predicted and then we prepared since 2015-16 because of this Zagan fault. That there will come a big earthquake. We expected. That's why we prepared. But military people, they didn't prepare. And then also, they focus on the fighting the own people and the atrocity, and then the selfish. That's why they cannot manage properly. And the first golden hour, 72 hours gone without having effective, efficient, management. That's why, people in the collapsed building, and then they die without having any effective, efficient support.
We've all seen these horrific pictures of what's happened there since the earthquake hit. There, of course, have been aftershocks as well. But what about international aid? Why is the military regime refusing to open Myanmar up to foreign aid and foreign journalists, despite the growing need for help and for coverage of what's happening there?
This is not unusual. This is normal for the Myanmar military. We have experienced Nagis and Yagi and then Mocha and then COVID-19 third wave, the same. All the dictators are the same. They're afraid of journalists. They're afraid of media, and who will share the truth on the ground. And then they don't want to expose how they are, poorly managed and then unfairly managed and inhumanely managed. They don't want to expose. And then also, they're very much afraid of the people, Myanmar people. who, talking to the media and then, exporting to the international. That's why, they are not, they worry about all these things. That is the problem. And that is the dictatorship. And this is the huge testament for the military and international community. Myanmar people, they are under the military dictator and atrocity. And the military, they are killing their own people, Myanmar people, old people. Now, for the 4 years, now you can imagine, and then now you can see the truth. And now the world get to know and get to see May online, and then the military, the same as all other dictators in the history of the world. They are brutal, they are inhumane, and they are selfish.
Myanmar, of course, in the midst of this horrific civil war, but the rebel offensive has gained momentum. At the moment, there are reports that 60 to 70% of the country is now under its control. Do you think that this disaster, this earthquake, could be a game changer, whether that's in favor of the military or the opposite?
I think because we are very much determined, the people in the Myanmar are very determined. And then they are very much resilient. And also the system be strong and then stand strong and then keep solidarity. That's why whatever the challenges, even, disaster, we will continue our fighting and then our against the military. And then I'm sure we will win. And then in this disaster, mainly damage in the their control area. I mean, I really, really sad, and then bad for the people who are killing. I mean, by in this disaster, but mainly the damage in the Naypyidaw and the infrastructure of the military. I think this is the time we can, defeat the military.
Zaw Wai Soe, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us in this exclusive interview for France 24. You're a doctor and the Health and Education Minister of the National Unity Government in Myanmar. Thank you so much.